So hello everyone, my name is Frank Forza. Today I'm going to talk about the many benefits of the aloe vera plant, which the Egyptians called the plant of immortality, and for good reason. First, I really want to set the stage though for aloe vera because I think it's easy to overlook. It's very often underestimated and underrated. This is it's a phenomenal plant. It's found in a lot of beauty products. Of course, it's been renowned for its ability with burns and with insect bites and small cuts and that sort of thing. But it's really been short-shrifted because the best use of aloe vera is to actually buy the plant in the grocery store. Normally, you can get this for about $2 here in North America, here in the States. $2, maybe $3 in some places. Very cheap, a lot of bang for your buck. And the biggest problem I think with aloe vera is that it's a very patient plant. It's very easy to overlook. It's kind of like that person, whether you're in the dating world, whether you're out there with different friendships, and you see some people, and at first glance, in the first day you know them, the first week or so, they're not that impressive. You're just not that impressive. You're not blown away because a lot of their best qualities, it takes time to get to know them, and slowly over time you see their intangibles come to the surface, their finer qualities come to the surface, and maybe their loyalty, or just maybe they don't advertise or market themselves very much, or they're not flamboyant or that charismatic, and it takes a while to get to know them and appreciate them. That's the aloe vera plant. It's going to make you work for it. It is so dynamic. I mean, we could sit here, I could shoot a 20-minute video. I'm not an expert on aloe vera, but I know enough to trust that, I've been using it for about 2 weeks faithfully now. I've used it intermittently in recent years. I have friends that have they wake up and they drink the aloe vera whole leaf juice. And so they've told me for years about the benefits of that. And I just didn't commit to it. It wasn't as faithful, where I was getting the aloe vera juice that's maybe 10% aloe vera and then the rest of it's sugar. I did that a few years back. I'm like, yeah. And you look on the label and you realize, wow, it's very weak diluted aloe vera and it's a lot of sugar. You're not getting the maximum benefits. To really get the maximum benefits, yes, you can go to the store and you can buy, 100% aloe vera whole leaf juice. You can do that. And that's fine if it's quick and it's easy for you, and you're going to still get a lot of the benefits. But to get the maximum benefits, and I think there's a big difference, you're going to want to go through the trouble and the slight mess. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to actually buy the aloe vera plant at the store, at the grocery store, and it's long and it's got some little pricks on the end, so be careful. It's not like super cactus sharp, but yeah, it'll get your attention if you touch it. Be careful. You want to normally touch it by the body and not have you want to have space there. You don't want to grab it like a football or something, right? So you want to be careful, but it's worth, to me, if you're really if you want maximum beauty, if you're pursuing radiant beauty or glowing beauty, and you're really conscious about aging well and aging phenomenally, it is worth buying. It is worth the extra minutes each day. It might take you 10 minutes each day, but you have to get used to that. I'm going to show you today, because I have a friend, she's an elite wrestler. Yes, the women are flocking to the fight sports, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, MMA, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, Muay Thai, boxing. The women are making their mark now. A lot of tough women out there and multiplying quickly each day. And so she's a world-class wrestler, and she just shot me a message, and she said, hey, Frank, how do you handle that aloe vera? And what do you do? I mean, it's not obvious when you cut into it. Like, how do you use it? How do you cut into it? And I've got a number of other people that have asked me that, over the past few weeks. And I've got a friend who's a client, and he has some really bad back knee, right? So the back acne, great guy, very athletic. And so we're talking about things for him. Aloe vera is one of the things I mentioned. So I'm going to show you, how do you cut into this? I am not the expert of experts. I'm sure there's a video out there that cuts it even better than I do. I'm only about 2 weeks in, but I've been faithful to this aloe vera, and I'm believing in it, and it is an amazing and dynamic. The Egyptians got it right when they called it the plant of immortality. I believe they did. This the uses that are so numerous we can't touch upon all of them, but you're talking about enzymes, right? For you're not what you eat, you're what you absorb. So for enzymes, to increase your absorption of food, you take some of that aloe vera gel. It's better ingested, even though aloe vera can be wonderful topically, applying to your skin. If you have any little zits, if you have cuts, if you have an insect bite, if you have burns, if you have really dry skin, if you just want to, feed the skin some powerful nutrients and vitamins and amino acids, aloe vera is your go-to topically. It's wonderful. But it's so much better, I think, as a gel ingested. You don't want to go gangbusters. You might work with a couple inches a day, one in the morning, one at night. I like to wake up and apply the aloe vera to my body in the morning. Among the first things I'll do in the first 45 minutes of waking up. And I'll also eat the gel, because things, everything, beauty, real beauty and great hydration is really from the inside out. Foremost, it's from the inside out. Your hydration's huge. What you're eating is huge. If you want better skin, if you want better health, it really is it's an inside job first and foremost, and then the topical will be secondary. Let's talk about how to cut into this aloe vera, right? Let's without further ado, let's do that. Okay, so you're not gonna need a lot. If you're doing this in the morning and you're doing this at night, you're gonna cut it. I mean, I might cut maybe even a ½ inch. Let's start with a ½ inch. So maybe a ½ inch, we're gonna cut that much. And so, you can have a knife. Be careful with your knife. That's up to you. I mean, you're going to have to become a ninja with your own knife. I've got a little sharpness here. You don't need sharpness. You could just have a knife. I'm sure there's people out there that can do it with a standard butter knife. But we're going to go with this, and we're going to do, let's just say a ½ inch. Okay, so we're going to cut it. Be careful with the pricks, right? Don't touch those. So now we're left with just this little shape here. Okay, so it's maybe an inch and a half wide, and then another little less than a ½ inch high. Okay, so now we've got that, and what we're gonna do, we can't just start rubbing that on us, whatever. Okay, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna see here, just this little crease here. We're gonna cut one of these little creases right along, right here. We're gonna elongate it. We're gonna cut a little top layer, little top baby layer, just so the green is off of there. Okay, and now we're gonna be left with this. We have this. We're going to still cut further. We still got more cutting to do. It's messy. The aloe vera makes you work for it. It has so many wonderful, amazing benefits. It's well worth it, but it makes you work for it. And that's why a lot of people won't stick with it, because they just, if they go, I don't have the time, they don't have the patience. When it first goes on your skin, it doesn't feel amazing, right? It's not like that. So now here we are. We have even this little slice here. Okay, I didn't do a great job. We have this little slice. We're going to make use of this. We're going to start right away. We're just going to start. You have any zits, anything? I usually get the back of my neck too, because that gets sun. We're just going to start. We're just going to start grabbing some of it, and just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid every once in a while. In the fight sports, you got to get a little dirty sometimes in life. You got to get a little messy and start rubbing it. I take care, because I'm getting a little older. I take care to, don't put it in your eye, but I put it just like you would like an anti-eye wrinkle. I put it, you get this sleep. I woke up, I've been up less than an hour now, so still kind of got sort of that little sleepy thing going to me. So I'm very careful to get it under and around my eyes, because I smile, and I don't wear sunglasses as much. I landscaped for years, and so I have sort of those crow's feet there. So I make sure I get there. I do my nose. I do even the top of my nose. Your nose gets sun. I do my nose there. You can do your lips. It's wonderful. This is great. I mean, a lot of people swear by it for canker sores, even on the inside of the mouth. They'll take it. You take it here. It's not going to stay long, and that's part of the reason I think it doesn't get its due. It doesn't have a super. It's neutral. It's neither pleasant nor unpleasant when you put it on. But you'll rub it on your lips. You rub it on your face. You could do your ears. You could do your arms. You could take a coconut oil. So you'll do this. If you had a particular place there, let's say you had a little zit somewhere. Somewhere you might give it extra attention, right? You're going to take that, and you're going to keep going with this until it sort of runs out. It's going to start to sort of run out of its little gel thing. It's going to run out. You're going to just keep going. You can do your whole body. You could take a coconut oil. You could, do your hands too. It's great for dry hands. I get dry hands, and I get, every once in a while you get little cuts on your hands, and those cuts can be annoying, particularly in the fight sports, because those cuts can turn into a big deal. Little cuts, a lot of times, wind up being the cuts that are the most dangerous and most susceptible to a more serious staph infection, because those little cuts, that infection can go subdermal and it can be hard to reach it topically. Now that infection is buried beneath the skin and it's multiplying, it's hard to reach it. You can apply a topical antibacteria, a topical whatever, and it's not getting to it because now it's subdermal. It's sort of rooted underneath. And so there's a bunch of different strategies for dealing with that. But before it gets to that level, you be vigilant. You start seeing little cuts, or, be vigilant, be proactive. A lot of people, the reason the staph goes deeper and it becomes a bigger deal and then they run to the doctor for antibiotics is that they're not vigilant. They, you got to see them. You see a little zit, just get on it, jump on it. Don't let it multiply, right? Be proactive, be front end vigilance. So here we are, we have this. We still have these little gel things. We could even cut them off. We can ingest them. We can take them, here, and we can ingest it. That's what you're going to do when you do ingest the gel. You don't want to eat the green necessarily. Maybe somebody out there does, because the rind of watermelon, for instance, is loaded with the citrulline that's so wonderful in watermelon, right? So the best part of the watermelon, the healthiest part for those of us athletes and that are, hyper conscious of hydration, the best part is the rind. But I don't think that's the case with aloe vera. I don't know that at this point. So don't eat the green. You can cut off some of the gel. Again, I could still keep going. I could still keep, it's amazing. A little bit goes a long way. So you could still keep, I could still keep cutting this little gel off of here. You got to become a little bit of a ninja. Be careful. Watch your fingers. It's up to you. You're going to have to get good with that. But I can get that gel. Now, we just used a little baby part of it. We've already got my arms, and we've gotten my lips and my face, and we still got this. This is still a lot. We want to make use of this. So if I was in the shower, or I was in the bathroom like this morning, I might take I would take this, and I'd go topically again, and I'll put it on my back, right? If I was worried about back knee, I would put it on my back, right? You take it here, and you put it, rub it on your back. Hopefully you're flexible enough to do that. I am lucky, by grace of God, I've got the flexibility, so I can do it. And you're gonna rub that. You're gonna want to do it. If it's an area that's a problem area, you're gonna want to go, 3 or 4, whatever. You can just keep going until you got that satisfaction, because again, it's not an oily kind of skin moisturizer or anything like that, and that's part of the reason I think it's underestimated, because it doesn't feel like a whole lot's going on there. If you first put it on, it just feels a little bit sticky, kind of tightens your skin a little bit, but it doesn't feel pleasant like a lot of moisturizers or a lot of facial oils like an argan. It doesn't feel pleasant like that, right? So it's very deceptive. I mean, in a benevolent way, it's deceptive. You have to be patient with aloe vera. You have to trust in it day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, and I personally believe I'm going to see amazing benefits with this, and I'm really. So here we are. We have that. We could still keep going with the top because it's still got plenty of liquid there. But let's do this. Let's start to cut into it. We're going to cut. Be careful with your fingers. We're going to try to cut into it, almost just to cut this gel out of here. Okay. So we just cut this gel out. We cut the gel. We're still left with this. This still has plenty of aloe vera. We're going to use this. It's one of those things you use every piece of it. You can throw away the green, the rind, but you're going to use this. This is still sticky. It's still got. I would still be going on my legs, wherever, my back, right? I would still, if you have a scar, it's great for scarring, like, for if you have something that's scarred and you want to heal up that scar quicker, right? And you're conscious you don't want that on you, man. It's great. And so even with the gel, before swallowing it, I'll use it. I'll put it on my hands. I have a little cut. I actually have a little cut here. I'll give it extra attention. You're going to want, before you ingest the gel, before you chew it up, make sure you chew it up. Don't choke on it. Don't go giving it to a kid, right? It's not something for a kid to have, but you're an adult, and you're going to take this. You can make use of it. Make sure your hands are clean, right? Make use of it. Put it wherever you want it to go. It's going to kiss the skin. It's wonderful for the skin. And then when I'm done, this is about, an inch plus, I'm going to chew it up. It's great for your mouth. It's great. It's anti-candida. This is, it's got like 20, thanks to Body Hub on YouTube. They helped me with some of the research and Medical News Today and others. Dr. Paul, one of the herbalists on YouTube, who does some wonderful stuff. But you're going to want to, sometimes you could even leave this in your mouth if you were worried about, let's say your teeth aren't the best and you have plaque and dental cavities. It has so many compounds in here, so nutritious. You could leave it in your mouth for 30 seconds, a minute, and kind of swoosh it. Not this. Take a bite. Like I might take a bite. And I might just, without even chewing it, just swish it. Don't do that with a kid, only adults. Leave it in there. Play around with your gums and everything. If you had a canker sore on the inside there, let it play around there. Let it play around. And when you're done, you chew it. Make sure you chew it up. And that's where a lot of the goodness, it's supposed to be, a lot of people swear by it for their stomach. A soothing thing. It's very gentle with the stomach. So a lot of people with problems, they drink the aloe vera juice. Again, I would go with the whole leaf. So again, we just have the gel, but we still have it. I actually like, so I'll go for, once I cut it up, I'll go for a few minutes with the aloe vera and I'll keep doing applications. It's not going to, put it on the areas that you really want to have attention. If you have dry skin, right now it's winter here out in the West. I'm in Utah right now, but of course I live in, Las Vegas, but you're going to want to, the skin gets really dry, it gets pounded. This is so good for the skin. I see a difference. My hands get so dry, unfortunately. It drives me crazy. And this aloe vera has helped. But again, you've got to be patient with it, right? It is it is a little bit messy. It makes you work for it. You've got, patience is tied to faith. You got to have faith in things. A lot of things don't work for us. I mean, people do 1 or 2 yoga classes and they'll say, oh, yoga doesn't work. It actually made me more stiff. It made me more sore. Anytime you're just starting something new, it might not be obvious that this is great for you. You've got to give things. I would highly recommend give things time. Give them time. Some things don't work their magic right away, just like some people that are wonderful people, their magic is not obvious at first sight. It takes time to get to know them, and then over time, when you start to build that relationship, you realize all the wonderful and tangible qualities that they have and how great. Some things aren't so obvious. That's how a lot of yoga classes can be. That's how a lot of exercise can be. That's how, to me, the aloe vera plant is. You have to be patient with it. When you're patient with it and you're faithful to it, and it rewards you. I've been using it 2 weeks. I see a difference, man. I see a difference in my, in even how fast my face wakes up, right? My face wakes up quicker. Now, I'm also on a big kick with hydration and trace minerals and with salads, like 2-a-day salads and chlorella and chlorophyll. And so I believe hydration is huge. But this is great for the skin hydrationally, as a moisturizer, as a cleanser. It is so wonderful. It is so dynamic. It is so multi-use. I just think that this aloe vera, it's so economical. It's so, anybody can pretty much afford the aloe vera plant. And it's had so much bang for its buck. It is so well worth it. The only thing is you do have to be careful. These little cactus-like pricks scare a lot of people away, and it's kind of awkward because it doesn't stick in your grocery bag as well as everything else, and it makes you work for it. You got to cut into it. You've got to play around with it a little bit. Some of you will become way better. Your cutting techniques become far superior to mine. That's not my finest skill. But again, I just highly recommend this. I think if you want healthier skin, particularly those of us that are in the fight sports where our skin tends to take a beating, and our skin is up against dirty mats and sweaty people, and we put our skin through so much, and skin infections that can happen in the sport. Aloe vera is pretty much a must in your nutritional war chest. So again, if you don't want to go through the trouble of this is the maximum benefits, I believe. But you'd go through, go to your grocery store, go online. I'm not going to make a recommendation for a particular one right now, but you'd want the whole leaf aloe vera juice. You could drink that. You could take it, apply it to your skin. You could mix it with a coconut oil, an organic, extra virgin, cold pressed coconut oil, but don't put too much. You don't want the coconut oil to be too messy, right? Just the right amount where you get softness. I usually put coconut oil, but in more modest amounts. I don't want it to be super greasy on me. Again, there's aloe vera in a lot of other products, but I like it fresh from the plant because you're getting the maximum benefits. If you're buying it through a beauty product or just so many of the products out there, pharmaceutical products, it's really diluted, it's really weak. You're not getting anywhere near the maximum benefits, and then you're usually getting a lot of other chemicals with it that I don't want in my body. So I go through the trouble, and if you want, you can even take it on the go. If you have a trouble area, canker sore, whatever, you can take it and you can packet, something even smaller than this, something smaller, but you could put it in there and then, 10, 15 seconds during your day, boom, 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 and then carry on with your day. So I'm Frank Forza. This is the aloe vera plant. It is well worth the trouble. It's well worth the mess. It is deceptively, benevolently wonderful. I think for beauty, for skin health, it is a must, and I'm big on the skin health right now. It is a must, and I do, be patient with it. It requires your patience. It's easy to overlook. It's easy to underestimate. It's very understated. It is an incredible plant, and there's a reason that the Egyptians called it, the plant of immortality. Be patient with it, and be faithful with it, and I believe that there's an excellent chance that it will help you.